In 1992, Konami released an arcade game based on the X-Men. It was developed on a custom board that was built around the Motorola 68000 CPU and video hardware that could display many large, well-animated sprites. This hardware would also be the core of a few other Konami classics like The Simpsons and Vendetta. X-Men was a rather unique experience upon its release thanks to the 3 cabinets that were designed around it. There was a vanilla 2-player version that you might find at your local laundromat. There was a larger 4-player version you might come across at the arcade in the mall. And then there was the super rare dual-screen 6-player version that popped up in major population centers of the day. It was a popular game not just because of its subject matter, but also because of its strong presentation. The beat-em-up gameplay was simple but fun, and it absolutely shined in multiplayer. It was far too much game for the home consoles of the day to bring home faithfully, but we did get ports of it to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 back in 2010, which were delisted shortly thereafter. To many people's surprise, it was announced that Hot Rod X was developing the game for the Sega Saturn. Yep, everyone's favorite 32-bit underdog continues to get new games even in 2024. In this episode, we will be taking a look at the latest version and see how things are coming along. I admit that when I first heard of this, I was fully under the impression this was going to be some indie level development that would not look, sound, or play anything like the arcade original. That wasn't meant to be any type of disrespect to those programming it, but more years of playing community-driven software done by tiny teams that rarely gets finished. And boy did I shortchange this because I was instantly impressed by every single aspect of it. It has the opening cinematic, it has the large sprites, the animation looks good, the stages that are finished so far are very close, it even has 3-player co-op implemented. The demo allows you to choose Cyclops, Storm, or Wolverine, and their gameplay is an impressive approximation of the arcade original, even at this early stage. You can play the first 2 levels from the coin-op complete with their bosses. Now I don't want to oversell the progress so far with the demo here, because it still has a long way to go before it's arcade perfect. It's missing loads of animation, the gameplay is nowhere near as fast as the arcade, the hitboxes need work, and I ran into numerous bugs that resulted in delayed sound effects or the music not playing at all. This demo is also missing the cinematic story scenes before and in between the levels. But I can't stress enough that so far what is here is on track to be a stellar conversion. It doesn't use the RAM expansion, so this is your base Saturn doing all the work. You also have to remember that unlike old games on new hardware today, this isn't emulation. This is a true conversion in every sense. Have a look at it next to the arcade and you'll see just how impressive this work already is. Many arcade games focus on multiplayer, and for good reason. It can take even the most average game and give it a ton more replay value. In X-Men's case, it takes a straightforward beat-em-up and elevates it to a much more impressive level. With friends, this goes from something you might play here and there alone to something you can sink hours into constantly. With the Saturn supporting 3-player co-op so far, it keeps perhaps the most important aspect of the arcade intact. To add icing to the cake, those huge sprites never flicker or slow down, giving this the potential of being one of the most impressive community projects I've ever seen. It gives me hope that games like Capcom's Aliens vs. Predator may someday see a similar Saturn project. It's impressive on a level that really deserves to be on every Saturn fan's playlist. Right now, we are at version 0.2.0, and it's being worked on for more content releases in the future. If you'd like me to keep bringing you updates on this, let me know down in the comments, and I'll be sure to bring you more as they are released. Between new games, translations, and improvement hacks, the Saturn community continues to impress as one of the hardest working and most dedicated bunch in retro gaming. Be sure to let those involved in this project know you appreciate their work. I'm Sigalord X. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.